The King of Ritual Manuals, from the Tantra of Māyā Maricis arising. Homage to the Three Jewels. This is the ritual manual of the Dharmachakra of the goddess Marici that was received by Vairocana's great king. Visualize Marici on a sun and moon disk. Imagine a needle and thread emerge before her out of her rays, and so shut the mouths and eyes of wicked beings. Set up a boundary to any external observation, and imagine, while reciting the "was dwelling in travesty" line, that the goddess Marici emerges in her complete form from the light of the sun and moon. Continue saying, "There is a certain goddess named Marici," the victor said, "who arrives just before the sun and moon, but even the many hordes of gods cannot see her." Then continue to where it says, "May I too not be seen," and so forth. Those are the 3 sets of 9. The mantra verse is recited as follows: Om Pada Kramasi, Para Kramasi, Udayamasi, Pudamasi, Nairamasi, Anta Dhanamasi. One can add a specific name to the section that reads, "Goddess Marici, protect me on the path. Protect me from the wrong path. Protect me from perils involving kings, fire, enemies, and lions. Always bring me profit and success. Namo Ratna Trayaya, Om Alo Kalo Talo Sachalo, Samurti Raksha Raksha Mam Sarva Bhayesu Svaha." Homage to she who possesses the 3 jewels. Om Varali Vatali Vatali Varali Varahamukhi. Sarva Dushtanam Mukam Banda Banda. And that person will always be well protected. The 44-syllable invocation is the names of the 3 oceans, the heart mantra with the syllable Om, and the 22 and the 6-syllable mantras. It offers protection from all manner of perils. If one bears this heart mantra in mind, one will have a keen intellect. When this mantra is recited along with the introductory verses, she grants boons such as increasing one's wealth, stores of grain, and attendance. To that end, someone who wants to perform the sadhana should draw her image on a canvas or wooden board. Draw Ashoka Marici seated on a lotus at the base of an Ashoka tree, adorned with all her ornaments. She is yellow and wears a blue upper garment and shawl. Her head is crowned with a chaitya, she is youthful, and her eyes look to the left. Following the aforementioned ritual procedure, gaze at the painting in front of you while reciting the heart mantra of the supreme sadhana, Om Māyā Svaha, 1,000 times. This supreme heart mantra will certainly grant the highest siddhi, eliminate all fevers, and eliminate all illnesses. Reciting the mantra along with a fire offering causes Marici to increase one's wealth. A fire offering of yogurt and durva grass eliminates illness. A fire offering of honey and ghee enthralls kings. A fire offering of yogurt, rice, and molasses allows one to acquire a yakshini. 1,000 fire offerings of mustard oil and leafy neem branches eliminates fever and illnesses. One should perform 1,000 fire offerings using one's own blood, a bone, poison, and black mustard, and the enemy will die. Perform the fire offering with milk, and it will be pacified. If one recites the mantra continually, it neutralizes poison and easily subdues dakinis. If one recites it 108 times each day, one will develop a keen intellect. Marici's heart mantra is Om Varali Vadali Vatali Varahamukhi Sava Dushta Prado Shtanam Banda Banda Mukam Svaha. Blessed Marici's 6-syllable secret heart mantra is Om Māyā Svaha. This is the hand mudra for the heart mantra. Hold the hands parallel with the palms either together or open. Draw the thumbs in slightly and make a circular shape with the 2 middle fingers touching each other. Sit with the legs crossed and rest the hands at the navel. This most supreme hand mudra can be used for any rite, and it is taught to lesser, middling, and superior practitioners. It accomplishes goals quickly. It is always effective and is used to make offerings. It purifies and brings great merit. It brings good luck and destroys misdeeds. This mudra is a cause of merit, siddhi, and the elimination of all misdeeds. When one recites Blessed Marici's name 8 times, one will be protected, given refuge, and defended. Tadyata, Akamasi, Markamasi, Urmamasi, Varamasi, Chivaramasi, Mahachivaramasi, Antadamashi, Namo Ratna Trayaya Tadyata, Om Vadali Varali, Varahamukhi, Sava Dushta Pradushtanam, Mukam Banda Banda Svaha. This ritual manual comes from the Vijayadhara basket. Another application of her mantra is as follows. Visualize a golden boar and visualize Marici mounted on it wearing a white skirt. Her head is crowned with a chaitya, and her left hand holds a blooming ashoka branch. When confronted with any of the great perils, one should visualize oneself surrounded by a pack of boars. One should hold the hem of the upper garment at one's heart and chant the mantra 7 times while making 7 knots, and one will not be overcome by robbers and the like. Afterwards, the knots should be untied. This concludes the ritual manual of Blessed Marici. One should imagine the syllable lam on the moon disk at one's heart. One should recite it mentally and meditate on the fact that all phenomena are devoid of identity. Then one should imagine oneself in space, in the form of Vairocana seated on a teakwood throne, in the center of a lotus with legs crossed in the Vajra posture. He has a golden complexion and bears the hand mudra of supreme awakening. He has attained meditative concentration, wears a crown of matted locks, and is peaceful. Perform the mental recitation with the syllable mam. Marici appears on a moon disk before you out of Vairocana's light rays. While reciting the mantra Om Māyā Svaha, imagine that she is before you holding a golden needle and thread with which she sews shut the eyes and mouths of wicked beings. Recite the Vijaya of the root mantra once over a protection cord with 21 threads spun by a young girl. Then recite the following mantra 108 times. Namo Ratnatrayaya Marici Devatayai Hrdayava Turyeshu Tadyata Om Vati Tili Patali Patili Varali Varahamukhi Sava Dushta Pradoshtanam Chakshurmukam Bandami Svaha. To protect oneself, make 7 knots in the protection cord while reciting the following mantra. Namo Ratnatraya Marici Devatayai Tadyata Om Vatali Vatali Varali Varahamukhi Sarva Dushta Pradoshtanam Granti Bandhani Svaha. To do this for an associate, make a single knot while bearing their name in mind. A traveller should tie the cord to his waist and recite Mārīcī's Vidya along with the introductory verses, and she will travel in front of him. If he does that, he will protect himself. Make a moon disk at night and a sun disk during the day in one's location according to the previous instructions. Then recite the following Vidya 7 times just as it was taught. Nama Sava Buddha Bodhi Sattvebhya Tadyata Om Alo Kalo Talo Sakalo Sampramurti Raksha Raksha Mam Sava Bhayeshu Svaha. That is the Vidya called She Who Possesses the 3 Jewels. This has been confirmed as a supreme heart mantra of Blessed Marici. Tadyata Om Mārīcī Vatali Vadali Varali Varahamukhi Sava Dusht Pradushtanam Banda Banda Mukam Svaha. Tadyata Om Vatali Vadali Varali Varahamukhi Sava Dushta Pradushtanam Banda Banda Mukam Svaha. Om Marici Svaha. This has been confirmed as a supreme heart mantra of Blessed Marici. Om Marici Padakramasi Parakramasi Utayamasi Nairamasi Arkamasi Markamasi Urmamasi Bandamasi Gulmamasi Chivaramasi Mahachivaramasi Antadhanamasi Namo Ratnatrayaya Tadyata Om Vatali Vadali Varali Varahamukhi Sava Dushta Pradushtanam Banda Banda Mukam Svaha. Om Marici Svaha. He should perform the recitation with the mantras Om Marici Padakramasi Parakramasi Utayamasi Nairamasi Arkamasi Markamasi Urmamasi Bandamasi Gulmamasi Chivaramasi Mahachivaramasi Antadamasi Namo Ratnatrayaya Tadyata Om Vatali Vadali Varali Varahamukhi Savadushta Pradushtanam Banda Banda Svaha. Om Vatali Vadali Varali Varahamukhi Savadushta Pradushtanam Chakshurmukam Bandami Svaha. And Om Vatali Vadali Varali Varahamukhi Savadushta Pradushtanam Grantim Bandami Svaha. Any of the following mantras may be recited to protect oneself. Om Akamasi Svaha. Om Makamasi Svaha. Om Antadhanamasi Svaha. Om Tejomasi Svaha. Om Utayamasi Svaha. Om Gulmamasi Svaha. Om Vandamasi Svaha. Om Chivaramasi Svaha. Om Vatakramasi Svaha. Om Varakramasi Svaha. Om Omamasi Svaha. There are other rites as well. The supreme mantra, Om Marici Svaha, can be used for rites of pacifying, increasing, enthralling, subjugating, and attracting. To use it for oneself, imagine the heart mantra at the heart with the syllables Tri and Om added to it. Imagine the target standing in a whirling firebrand, and perform the attracting rite with the hook and noose mudras. This will attract a divine woman who is within 100 leagues. Another application is as follows. Perform the following rite at sunrise. Recite the Kumari mantra 100 times and install her in a mandala made with cow dung. Smear her body with white flowers and sandalwood. Wash her thoroughly. dress her in a white robe, and perform an incense offering with bdellium. Smear the thumbs with red lac and black oil, and recite the mantra 108 times, and this will show that one has been consecrated. Then invoke all the gods and the like with this king of mantras. Om Chiri Chiri Mu Svaha. Recite the mantra Om Ma aloud 108 times to incant the lamp, present it to Kumari, and, just as before, they will see you. Listen for an auspicious or inauspicious sign from the entire horde of matras while reciting the mantra Om Vatali Yam Mu 10,000 times, and it will be revealed. If one wants an enemy to contract a fever, mix ground human bone, ashes from a charnel ground, and the soil of both banks of a river with soil from a footprint, and make an effigy. Write the augmented mantra with poison, copper, black mustard, and gold, mixed with milk on cloth from a charnel ground. Perform 108 recitations of the following mantra. Om Marici, infect, insert name, with fever, infect them, Hum Pat Svaha. If the cloth is hidden in the enemy's house, they will contract a fever. One can also write the enemy's name on a skull with the aforementioned substances, place 4 A syllables inside it, and place it in a fire surrounded by the syllable Mam. Then the wrathful one should heat it in a fire kindled with teakwood. Remove the skull and hide it in the enemy's house, and they will immediately contract a fever. It can also be hidden in a charnel ground. If one wants to kill an enemy, one should write their name on a skull in the middle of the 2 syllables Hum and Pat, with ink made of poison, salt, black mustard, and blood, using a pen made of human bone, and they will be killed. One should surround it with the mantra Om Marici Hum, kill, insert name, Hum. One should recite the mantra 100,008 times, and the target will die. If the mantra is written in a charnel ground, the target will die within 3 days. If one wants to expel someone, one should hold a crow's wing while reciting 1,008 times the mantra Om Marici Chala Chala Prachala Prachala Sikram Gamini, expel, insert name, Hum Pat. One should carefully hide it in the enemy's house and visualize the target mounted on a camel, and they will be expelled immediately. If one wants to sow discord, one should make sure that each effigy is made to look like the target, using ash from a charnel ground, the soil of both banks of a river, and soil from a footprint, and placed back to back. One should tie them with hair from the heads of a buffalo and a horse, and smear their bodies with poison, black mustard, and salt. Then one should write the target's names, augmented with the syllable Hom, in the middle of 4 Pat syllables, with buffalo and horse blood on a piece of cloth from a charnel ground, and one should surround this with the syllable Mam. One should place the effigies in the center and recite the mantra while visualizing the 2 of them mounted on a buffalo and a horse as if they were fighting, and it will sow discord. One should bury an effigy of Hara with Durga in a hole in a charnel ground while reciting the mantra Om Marici, sow discord between insert name and insert name Hom Svaha. Another application is as follows. The images should be made on a buffalo's horn and a horse's bone, and the names should be written at the heart centers with buffalo and horse blood, mixed with feces and white durva grass seeds. Then this should be thrown into a fire kindled with teakwood while reciting the mantra, and it will immediately sow discord. One can also hide them in the enemy's house, and it will sow discord. Now I will explain the instruction from the great Tantra of Mārīcī's arising, which teaches the verses that should be recited to paralyze an enemy's army. If trying to disrupt a king's forces wherever they may be, and bring an adversary's kingdom to ruin, this rite should be performed and offering made right after the king arrives. The acharya should request permission from the king's counselor and then enter meditative concentration with a benevolent attitude and love toward all beings. He should have a competent assistant provide him with all the necessary ritual implements and assist with the rite. He should set up the painting of Blessed Marici, anoint the mandala with white sandalwood, scatter white flowers on it, and present incense, perfume, flower garlands, and a barley offering. Then he should make offerings of yogurt, honey, and molasses while reciting the following mantra 7 times. Om Marici Agam Praticha Svaha. Om Marici Ganda Praticha Svaha. Om Marici Pushpe Praticha Svaha. Om Marici Dupe Praticha Svaha. Om Marici Deepam Praticha Svaha. He should perform the offering to Blessed Marici and then recite the dedication. When she has been pleased, he should see himself in the form of Blessed Marici and recite the mantra 30,000 times with pride. That is the preliminary worshipping rite, and it will reveal any inauspicious sign. After that, he should perform the fire offering. Following the aforementioned ritual instructions, he should light fire pits for all the ritual actions using bhuteya, bodhi tree, and udumbara branches, and he should offer 1,008 individual pieces of durva grass that have been dipped in yogurt, milk, and ghee. Then he can perform all the ritual actions. The paralyzing mantra is Om Vatali Vadali Varali Varahamukhi Sarvari Pushyai Bhyam Stambhaya Svaha. This mantra can be used for any paralyzing ritual. The recitation and fire offering should be performed using this mantra. After that, he should add the names of the king and royal priest who are the target of the mantra and write them on a piece of birch bark or cloth using red saffron or bovine bezoar. He should encircle it with the syllable mam, surround that with the 4 syllables om, mam, vam, and mam, and draw the mantra wheel, surrounded on the outside by the letter va. If he touches the troops with this on the crown or throat, they will be protected in everything they do. When they go to battle, no weapon will pierce their bodies, and they will win the battle. Then the Vajracharya should mount the lead elephant or the lead chariot, face the battlefield, and hoist a yellow victory banner over an unfurled painting of Blessed Marici. He should wear a lower robe of yellow cloth and a yellow turban, hold the ritual implements, vajra and bell, and with confidence visualize himself as Marici atop a chariot drawn by wild boar, as before, while reciting the following mantra. Om Marici Vatali Vadali Varali Varahamukhi Sava Dushta Ripu Shai Bhyam Stambhaya Hom Patsvaha. He should recite this while visualizing the target surrounded by wild boar, and it will bring immediate victory over the enemy army. This mantra wheel should be drawn with a liquid made of yellow arsenic or turmeric on a piece of cloth from the corpse of a person who was slain in battle, or on a piece of cloth from a charnel ground. An effigy of the enemy's general should be fashioned out of soil from both sides of a riverbank, or soil from a mountain top mixed with ash from a charnel ground and placed in the center of the mantra wheel. The image of a wild boar should be drawn using the same soil, mixed with a liquid base of rice and turmeric, and the effigy of the enemy should be placed face down in the boar's mouth. The boar should be placed inside of a vessel with a lid and left there, situated so that it faces the enemy army. He should perform a barley offering with boiled rice, fish, and raw meat, and he should strike and pierce the ground with an 8-inch teakwood dagger while reciting the mantra. He should recite the mantra 1008 times with the power of Vajra Krodha, and the enemy army will be paralyzed. For another depiction of the mantra wheel, he should surround it with the syllables of the target's name, and surround that with the syllable cha. He should make a circle between those two with the mantra garland that begins with Vatali, surround that with the syllable mam, and surround it again with the 4 syllables. He should mark the edge of the square boundary with Vajras, and it will instantly paralyze and weaken the enemy army. Let there be no doubt. This mantra wheel, called Supreme Victory over the Enemy Army, should be learned from an acharya's instructions. The following is another mantra wheel for performing paralyzing rites, rites to sow discord, and killing rites for protecting one's close allies and getting rid of people who create obstacles. The wise one should prepare a spot in a charnel ground, carefully unfurl the painting, and make a mandala of cow dung in front of it. The wrathful one should perform an offering using the 5 prescribed offerings, put on a black robe, wear a black turban, clasp the ritual implements, vajra and bell, and visualize himself as Marici, as before. He should imagine himself as Marici with 3 boar faces that have 3 eyes and bear their fangs. Her tongue strikes fear like a flash of lightning. She shines and radiates a light equal to 12 suns. She wears a sapphire blue lower robe, a blue jacket, and a multicolored upper garment and shawl. She is adorned with all her ornaments and has 8 arms. She holds an arrow, vajra, needle, and hook in her right hands, and a bow, noose, ashoka branch, and thread in her left hands. The hair on her head is like a chaitya. She stands on a sun disk with her right leg extended. She is wrathful and tramples the target of the right with her foot. He should make the effigy out of soil from a riverbank, ground human bone, and ash from a charnel ground. He should write the mantra, augmented with the target's name, with ink containing the 3 spices, poison, blood, salt, black mustard, and datura on a piece of cloth from a corpse, place it in the middle, and add the target's name to the following mantra. Om Marici Vatali Vadali Varali Vadahamukhi Hom. Kill, insert name, Hom Pat Svaha. He should make a pill with dried human flesh and bdellium, mix it with human fat, and perform 1008 fire offerings into a fire kindled with wood that has been used to burn a corpse. Then he should write the name of the king of the opposing army with black mustard oil. If he wants to kill him, he should make a smoke offering with it, and he will die. If he wants him to be paralyzed, he will be paralyzed, or he can face the battlefield and perform a fire offering and mantra recitation with a mixture of ground human bone and human fat, and the enemy's forces will instantly be paralyzed. Another application of the mantra is as follows. If he wants to pacify jackals that are threatening livestock, He should go to the cattle pasture and write the mantra clearly on the arch of the pasture gate. He should place the mantra on top of a white victory banner and write the mantra on 2 boards, with the names of the eldest bull and the herders added to each respective board, with an ink containing white sandalwood, red saffron, and bovine bezoar. Then he should hang the mantra wheel on the bull's horns and around the herders' necks. He should make the mantra wheel with the syllables Om, Mam, Vam, and Mam, surrounded by the syllable Va, and then surrounded by the syllable Chai. It should be encircled on the outside with the syllable Mam. He should wrap a teakwood dagger measuring 8 fingers to the gate with 5-colored thread and stab the gate with a dagger while reciting the following mantra 7 times. Om Marici Sarva Vikanam Utsadaya Hom Pat Svaha. That is the dagger mantra for dispelling vignas. After that, the wise one should carefully unfurl the painting of Blessed Marici in the middle of the cattle pen so that it is facing east. He should dig a fire offering pit in front of the painting in the shape of a square, measuring 100 cubit across. He should set out vases for perfumed water on the 4 sides of the square and fill them with perfumed water and the 5 grains. They should be anointed with white sandalwood, tied with 2 strips of white cloth, and ornamented with leafy branches from the following 5 trees: banyan, bodhi tree, udumbara, mango, and giant milkweed. He should incant them with the mantra 108 times, and then plant a teakwood dagger at each of the 4 sides of the fire pit while reciting the mantra explained above. After that, he should make a mandala with dung and scatter upon it a barley offering of blood, a garland of red, blue, and white lotuses, and fragrant flowers. He should sprinkle it with perfume and sandalwood water, and perform the deity food offering with a morsel that contains yogurt, honey, and molasses. He should decorate it with a row of butter lamps and hang a flower garland on the ornamental canopy. He should write the mantra at the top of a victory banner made of white cloth and plant it in the ground. Then he should make a smoke offering of bdellium. When the offering to the Blessed Goddess Marici has been properly performed and she is pleased, he should perform the mantra recitation with the mantra mentioned above while making all the requisite offerings. In front of the painting, he should dig a square pit for the fire offering that is 4 cubits across. He should make an altar that is 4 fingers across, surrounded by vajras, and made to look like a lotus with the stalk attached. He should make the sign of a vajra in the middle of the lotus, make a mandala with cow dung, and scatter flowers on it. Then the mantrine should bathe, purify himself, put on white clothes, wear the proper white turban, hold a vajra and bell, and begin with confidence. He should expel the vignas in front of the fire pit with the mantra and plant teakwood daggers in the 4 corners on the outside of the fire pit. Then, just as above, he should sit on the east side of the fire pit, facing west on a pile of kusha grass, while reciting the blessing with the mantra and hand mudra. He should spread the kusha grass on the 4 sides of the fire pit, incant all the implements with the mantra 100 times, and place them on the right side. He should place a water bowl on the left side and set up a water offering bowl filled with perfumed water and with flowers in front of it. He should set out the yogurt, molasses, and honey, place a fire in the fire pit that has been produced with a hearth stick, and kindle the fire with banyan, udumbara, and butea branches. Then he should visualize that the syllable Om transforms into a moon disk with the syllable Ram on it, and that Agni appears out of that. He should invoke Agni with the following Agni invocation mantra. Om Ehi Ehi Mahabhuta Deva Dvija Rishi Satama Parigritva Ahuti Maharashmin Sanihito Bhava. Then he should recite the following Agni mantra. Om Agnaye Divyadipya Avisha Mahashriye Havyaka Vyana Hanaya Svaha. He should imagine Agni seated on the moon disk with a round white face, 4 arms, and 3 blazing eyes. Agni is beautiful and stainless, like the light of the autumn moon. He is peaceful and emits a stream of amrita. He holds a staff, a water jar, and a rosary, and he displays the boon-granting hand mudra. He should give him the water offering and offer 3 oblations of the 5-fold offering in the aforementioned vessel into the deity's mouth, and sprinkle it again with water. For the pacifying rite, as the fire rekindles, he should imagine the goddess Marici again seated there on a moon disk. White like an autumn moon, she is youthful, has eyes like blue lotuses, and wears white garments. For the pacification rite, she holds a vase of various types of amrita that flow forth. He should imagine that the youthful goddess arises like a divine blazing flower and showers beings with a stream of amrita, and he should offer 1 ladle into her mouth. Then he should mix yogurt, honey, butter, and milk with durva grass and the bones and hair from the head of an animal, and perform 1008 fire offerings. Moreover, he should go outside the cattle pen and prepare a bowl of sweets containing the 5 barley offerings for all manner of beings, yogurt, sweet rice, and milk mixed with rice flour and molasses, krishara oil, rice, masha beans, alcohol, meat, and fish, a soup with beans in it, and a cake that contains a mixture of masha beans and molasses. He should incant them with the mantra 7 times, and then present the offering. The sweet rice is for the Nagas. The yogurt and milk are for the Asuras. The yogurt and milk are for the gods. The krishara oil is for the Yakshas. The mixture of rice flour and molasses made into a ball is for Ganapati. The cake is for the Pishakas. The rice mixed with masha beans is for the Bhutas. The meat is for the Rakshasas. The fish is for the Pretas. He can also enter the deity's abode, recite the mantra Om Bhava Kahi Kahi Grina Grina Hom Sava Bhuta Balim Svaha 108 times, and then sprinkle a vase filled with water on the lead bull. After that, the threat of jackals will be pacified. To perform the same action, if he performs the fire offering 3 times per day for 7 days while reciting the pacification mantra, they will be pacified. Om Marici Svaha. He should make the sign by placing the hands together with his 2 palms joined or open at the top. He should draw the thumbs in, coil the 2 index fingers around the middle fingers, sit in a cross-legged position, and rest it at the navel. This is the supreme hand mudra. It is effective for all rites. It will undoubtedly pacify elephants, horses, beasts, buffalo, men, women, kings, and fools. The description of the fire pits for the fire offering are as follows. For the pacification rite, the fire pit should be round in the shape of a white lotus with the stalk attached. The center of the lotus should be marked with a vajra. There should be a circular altar that is ornamented and encircled by a chain of vajras. The fire should be kindled with bhutia and banyan branches in a fire pit that is dug to a cubit deep, and the durvagra should be offered to the fire one piece at a time. If he wishes to perform it as a long life and pacification rite, he should perform the fire offering for the pacification rite to the form of Pavaka Agni, who is clad entirely in white. For the increasing rite, the altar should be square and measure 4 fingers. It should be decorated with a chain of vajras and ornamented with a lotus, wheel, and jewel. The perimeter of the fire pit should be marked with double vajras. The fire should be kindled with giant milkweed and udumbara branches. And he should perform the fire offering with red, blue, and white lotus flowers anointed with a substance that is a mixture of yogurt, butter, and honey, so that they have a golden color. If he imagines Agni there perfectly adorned and yellow in color, he will have all the gold he could want. That is called the increasing rite. For the enthralling rite, the fire pit should be triangular and shaped like a Bodhi tree leaf. It should have a 3-pointed vajra atop a lotus and Bodhi tree leaf in the middle, and the altar should be decorated with a chain of vajra hooks. He should use Bodhi tree branches, sesame, salt, and black mustard as the offering substances. He should imagine Agni in his inciting passion form, as red as the scarlet mallow and hibiscus flower, and wearing red robes, a red garland, and red sandalwood. For the subjugating rite, the fire pit should be made in the shape of a half moon, and the altar should be decorated with a chain of vajras with an open-pronged vajra in the middle. He should use wood for burning a corpse, and he should burn the offering substances of human flesh, ground human bone, and human fat in a fiercely burning fire. The visualization for the subjugating rite is the Krodana form of Agni, who is black, wears black clothing, has a terrifying mouth bearing its fangs, and arises like the fire that consumes the world at the end of an eon. This concludes the authentic king of ritual manuals from the Tantra of Mārīcī's arising, which was received exactly as it was spoken by Vairocana.